What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to Palito's Technology. And in today's video we're going to be looking at Visual Studio setups, best practice for Business Central AL development in 2025. Right, so this is a follow-up video on the previous live stream, which is a journey to being a technical consultant. So I'm not able to continue that series by live streaming because some of my gadgets are giving me some kind of concern and issue, which will not make that flow really convenient or really engaging. So I decided that instead of me stopping the whole activities on the channel, so why not just let me do the video the same way I usually do it, and then while I work on getting a better technology to enhance the streaming. Alright, so in case you have not watched the previous video basically show you the initial setup or the initial process you need in order to start this journey, and this walk you through the process of getting an account with Microsoft Business Central, and also shows you some fundamental application needed to get started. So I don't want to even give all of those information. Go check it and watch that video, then come back here to continue that journey. Alright, so if you are new to my channel, kindly use the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell icon as I upload videos like this, just to help beginner and also advanced technical consultants. Like you know, my name is Aziz. I'm your host, and I'm also a technical consultant and a software engineer. Right, so for those that know my background, you know that I come from a very strong background of software development. That is coming from the web development, JavaScript, PHP and the likes, and now I'm currently an ERP consultant and I work on AL language, and just continue with the journey. So just like the video title is speaking, right, so this is meant to be the second video like I said, and this is the second video to the first video which was live streamed, and this is just showing you the fundamental things you need on your Visual Studio to get started, and also we get to see our first publish on the environment. So I'd actually done this video before, and because of one or two things, as you can see on the screen, I'd actually done it before, and for some reason it was unable to save, and this is why I'm recording this again. And so let's get into it. So if you watched the other earlier video, you'll see that so this is my Visual Studio environment for those that doesn't know. And for you to actually get this, you need to watch my previous video to see the step-by-step that I took to get this to this stage, right? So once you've watched that video, you'll be able to follow up from here. So I basically come to my extension, and all I just need is I need something that recognizes when I write AL language. So I need a compiler that can interpret what I write and translate it into a meaningful AL language. So what I just need to do is on the search, I search for AL. So it's going to give me a bunch of AL lists, right? And I'm just going to select from it. So I'm looking for AL language extension for Microsoft. So you can see that this is verified by Microsoft, and this is honestly the only extension that you will need just to make your code organized, and so you need to download AZAL Dev, and this also has a list of extensions, or list of extensions, and if you want to know more about them, you can also read more about them, right? So these two extensions are very great to have, and I think the other one I got installed was Dracula. This is just for my team, right? Dracula is not just used for AL, this is used for any Visual Studio user, right? It's just for you to have that. I can set a color theme, I can set it to a soft one. You can see I can enable Dracula on my VS Code, just for me to have that feeling like a programmer, right? So I think this is the two basic extension I like you to install. You see these other ones that I installed are due to the ones I installed from the AZ, right? So AL Object Designer, I'm going to be showing you how it looks like, and its importance, right? So I wanted to emphasize on one more. So you can see we have AL Object Wizard, and when you check the so this is extension add new. So this allow you to actually create objects very quick, right? It's more like a boiler template. It helps you to create an object very quick. So very highly recommended you install these two extensions, and once you are done, you should be able to have something like this. Now let's get into the JSON file so we can explain what this two JSON file does, and also each folder that we are having on this tray, right? The first folder you can see here is the .al package. So just look at this as a vault, where a vault which holds the standard AL files built by Microsoft themselves, right? You are building on top of their system, so you need to get their own file first. Their files are usually located in this .al packages, and there are different ways at which you can put or create these AL packages. We are going to be looking at that maybe in the middle of our class, right? When we have already gotten that far, so it doesn't look like, it won't make sense at this point when I explain that, and you won't see the value. So snapshot also, I'm not going to explain that now. So when we are going to be using this feature, I'm also going to be showing you what the snapshot also does. So what we are concerned about is the launch.json, like it is being named launch.json. So this has to do with the settings around when you are launching your objects or when you are publishing your objects. So you can see Microsoft automatically creates this when you start a new project. So the name, basically you can rename it to whatever you want to, right? But I just leave it this way, right? The request launch, because after I've compiled I want it to launch my browser, so I just leave it this way. And the type is AL, which is AL language, which is fine. So what you are going to be paying attention to is this environment type. So we have three different type of environments. Remember that Business Central is on-prem. We have Business Central for on-prem, meaning that you can install Business Central on your private computer and have it worked on privately, and you can also work on it online, which is via SaaS. For the on-prem, you could also host it on any of your hosting platform. You could host it, and it becomes very private to you. And the SaaS is not like it is not private to you, but the SaaS means that it's there on the cloud, right? Microsoft is the one managing that environment for you. So you need to also detect, so when Visual Studio is launching your application, what type of environment should he launch this application into? So if I should erase this and click on my keyboard control space, I'm going to see the three options that is there, like I said, on-prem, production, and sandbox. For the whole of this tutorial, we are going to be working with sandbox, and if time permits us, would work on this on-prem also, so that we can also see how it works. On-prem usually have some challenges, right? So it's also a good one if we can work on the on-prem too, but mostly my videos is going to be as regarding sandbox, right? So I'm going to be using sandbox. So this environment name, now it tells you, okay, now I understand that you are trying to publish into a sandbox environment, but what is the environment name? So now to get this environment name, all you need to do is go back to your Visual Studio, your Business Central, and just I'm going to refresh this. So let me just remove this. That was what I did in my previous video while I was explaining. So this is how it should look like, but let's just so this is what you would see when you log in, and mind you, you must have logged in from this screen, right? As you have created your new account, you must have signed in like this, put in the necessary details, and it brings you to this, and you can see the environment type as at this moment will be on a production environment, so you need to switch it to a sandbox environment, right? So this is my environment name. My environment name is what? Palito City. This environment name is what? DevLoop. This environment name is called production. So Palito City is the name of my environment, and see the way it is being spelled, right? So I need to just go back to my VS Code and make sure I have the environment named as that. So the startup object ID basically means that, okay, when I launch, what object should I showcase at first? So you can see that it has objects, startup object type. So I'm saying, okay, when you launch, open a page. What page do you want me to open? Page 22. So if you check page 22 is called customer list, right? So it is going to launch a customer list page at first when you launch it, right? So it has so many other things, but the standard file is going to give you is fine. And I'm also going to drop a link to learn more about the launch.json. I could also add the environment ID. There are so many things I could add at this point. So the next thing is my app.json. I'd already worked on this on my previous video, like I said. So the ID is automatically generated by VS Code, right? So it's just a unique identifier that differentiates this project from other projects, right? So the name of the app, so like I named my YouTube management because that's the name of my own application, and the version currently is still on 00 because I've not published to my live environments, production environments. I'm still using it on my sandbox, and there are no real reason for me to upgrade this at this moment. So I just gave a brief description and description to it. So the other thing you want to take note is the ID range. So this ID range is very important, so that when you start to compile your projects, VS Code knows that your ID, just like, look at this like children. Like, okay, how many children do you have? I have 5, so I could have 25 children. So these are the range of children. When you see these children, just take them, they're my child. So just look at them this way. So Microsoft themselves, they give us to be able to publish from 50,000 down to 99,999, right? So we are able to use objects between this range. You are going to see when we start building the objects, and I'm going to be referencing to this. And so this resource, this guy is another video entirely. I'm going to be showing that also. Okay, so that's basically on all you need to know about this. You can also do a read up on this and to get more information about it. So I'm going to also share a link. I'm going to be sharing a link just for a reference sake, so that you can also look into it to get started. So let me also see the link here. So this tells you more about JSON files, right? And it explains more about all of these objects. I'm going to be dropping the link as promised on the description below. And so I think that's basically it. So let's go back to the VS Code. So the system automatically creates an extension object which is named hello world.al. So as you can see, every extension in AL, every object in AL is always ending with a .al, dot application language, right? So it's always good to save this as .al. This is how VS Code recognizes that this is an AL language file and it knows how to work on it. So currently you will see that we are currently having a red underline, which is meaning that we are having some issue. So if I hover this, it says that the target page customer list for extension object is not found. So there are no reference currently on the system whereby the system can check where customer list is being built, right? So like I said, the .al packages holds the standard file from Microsoft, right? So we don't have any reference that we can find this customer list from. So what do we do next from here is we download symbol. So to download symbol, you can click on Ctrl+Shift+P, right? Or you can also make use of so let me see. I don't usually use this navigation and selection view. So I think this is called command palette. Yeah, it's also called command palette. I can click on this command palette and it brings this screen, or I can just easily use Ctrl+Shift+P. And what I'm going to be looking for is, if I can't find it here, I just type download symbol and I click on this. So what I'm saying is, okay, I want you to download the standard Microsoft file so that I have a reference already. So something happened here, so I needed to focus on this and download symbol again, download symbol, and click on this. So it launches my browser. So with the help of that launch.json, I'm also able to launch my browser. So I just Ctrl+V, because while I clicked on that link, I had already copied it automatically. So you just need to just paste it and click on next. Select the environment, click on continue. So if your configuration file is correct, I mean your launch.json, if this is correct, then you shouldn't have any problem. And as you can see, system application is being downloaded, business foundation is being downloaded, base application is being downloaded, and I can also verify then that I can now see that some files are being downloaded, and I should get a successful message once this is completely done. So symbol has been downloaded. So now when I come back to my hello world and wait for some minutes, I should be able to see that I have no error. So these are basic way for you to troubleshoot when it comes to standard files and you are having an underline like that that's saying that it can't find a reference to it. You need to always go and check your symbol and check if you have all of this file. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have just 5 standard files, and they are very, very important. So at this point, we are just going to launch and publish our first project as a beginner in AL. So we have done really great if we are able to follow up to this stage. So to publish, you can click on this run and click on run without debugging, or you can just simply press Ctrl+Shift+P and type for publish. So you can publish without debugging, you can publish with debugging. These are the three different options that we have to publish, but for today we are going to be publishing without debugging. As you can see, when you go back to this file, you see that an app has been created, and this app looks more like this base app. Now remember, this is a base app, this is your own app, and this is how your app looks like, right? So in no time you should be able to launch to this environment. You can see it is sending the request yet, and when you click on this, you are able to see this object viewer. So this is as a result of this extension, AL Object Design. So it is being launched. So you are able to see the file structure here. So I have currently created no table, no page, no reports, no XML. But if I go to extension, page extension, you can see that we've created a customer list extension, which is this file, hello world, which is customer list extension. So let's see what we have done. I mean, if we should visit the page, we should have app published hello world message. So when we go there, you can see that that's the first page the system loaded. So from the launch.json, you can see that we told it that it should first of all launch page 22. And if I go back to the hello world and click on the control down to click on this customer list, you see that customer list objects ID is what? Page 22. So that is why the first page that we saw launched on the environment is what? Page 22. And we can see that our app has been published successfully. So we made it to setting up the Visual Studio setup, and we've actually seen the best practices, right? And we've published our first application. So in the next video we are going to be moving forward. We are going to continue with creating a live project, creating an object, table, page, report, and we're going to dive deep into the syntax of AL. And so if you like this video, if you find it informative, kindly subscribe, share, and this is what encourages me to upload more videos, right? See you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe.